All right. Welcome to the Waycast. Tonight we're in chapter 23. We're having to redo chapter 23 because there was no audio on chapter 23 when I went back to check it. And so, with that in mind, if you haven't had time to delete it yet, and you see two of them, then you'll know why. One of them you can hear and one you can't. Theme is Paul's defense before the Sanhedrin. We're in section intro. Paul is a prisoner, and we will follow his life as a prisoner. From this point on, we will find Paul giving a defense of himself and his ministry. He will appear before several rulers because the Jews are plotting his death. He will be taken down to Caesarea. He will spend about 2 years there in prison before he finally appeals, and is sent to Rome. You recall we have mentioned that there has always been some controversy, some difference of opinion as to whether or not Paul should have gone to Jerusalem. Was he in the will of God when he did this? I contend that he was entirely in the will of God. I think that as we move on, we will find again and again that Paul is in the will of God. It is true that he has been arrested, and it is true that he is having a rough time. But that does not mean that he is out of the will of God's will. As we go along, we can see the hand of God in the life of this man. The same one who moved in the life of Paul wants to move in your life and in my life today. That is the glory and wonder of it all, friend. Right down here, where you and I walk in the commonplace way, God is moving in our lives. In one way, we are living a very humble existence, and many of us today have a very simple, routine life. Yet God is concerned and interested in us. God wants to give us that leading and guiding that you and I need for today and the complexity that faces us in our contemporary culture. Believe me, we need that help today. There is a question that we need God on the scene. A great many people go to the extreme today. They are trying to have some great emotional or revolutionary experience such as Paul had. I don't think that we need to do that. As a matter of fact, I doubt that you or I will have some great experience. It is by simple faith that one comes to Christ. We are to trust Him and to walk with Him. He will give the leading and guidance and direction in our everyday lives. We have seen how the Roman captain arrested Paul and put him in prison and was going to beat him. He refrained from doing that when he learned that Paul was a Roman citizen. He was amazed to find that Paul was a Jew who could speak Greek and was a Roman citizen. Paul was a highly educated and cosmopolitan gentleman. Now the Sanhedrin, composed of the religious rulers, wants to try him. Paul makes a futile attempt here to explain his position and his conduct to the Sanhedrin. The Lord encourages Paul. Then we see that the plot to murder Paul leads to his transfer to Caesarea for trial before Felix. This is a remarkable section and a very thrilling account of the experiences of Paul as a prisoner for Jesus Christ.